How's it going? This is Mr. Mike. Today we're going to be talking about something called hanger diagrams. I don't remember ever seeing these in the past. They might be new to me, or maybe I just forgot about them over the last 25 years since I was in middle school. But I know that this is a process that I do all the time, even in my head, trying to figure out an unknown number or an unknown value. A lot of times in science, we'll be having to find the mass of something based on a number that we already know, which is actually how we're going to do it today. We're also going to look at how to use this model for math, how to look at an equation and put it into these terms so you can figure out exactly how to solve that equation for a variable. All right. First thing though, I'm going to show you some research that I did. Like I said, I didn't really remember ever learning these before, but I've done some research. I kind of figured out how this works. I talked to Miss Mansfield. If you haven't seen her video already, I really recommend it. It's pretty good. It's pretty short. I'll include a link here in the description. So first, this is what I saw a hanger diagram is. We got our hanger, or like our clothes hanger, and then we have some weight on either side, if you want to call it that. That's just numbers. These numbers will make this hanger balance out if this side or the right side is going to be equal to the left side. All right, that's why the equal sign, equal sign, equal sign, equal sign. This is one that's already solved for us. It's a little confusing. You may see the hangers look like this. This is a picture I got just off of Google when I put in hanger diagram. We'd be solving for W. We'd be finding out whatever W is equal to if we know that 4 W's is going to equal 25. Let's see, they can get more complicated. This is what they would call a mobile hanger diagram, where you can hang hangers on top of each other. This part is balanced here. Let's see, on the right side, and then on the left side, it will balance with all of what's on the right side. I don't want you to get too confused by that. We do want them to balance. Right now, this one is saying 3 is not equal to 7. We know that. 7 is way more than 3, so we can see the hangers kind of bobbing down on the right side. We'll need to find for X to make this thing balance. They might also include a variable plus a number that we already know, or an integer that we already know, to equal a number that we already know. Again, this is a real kind of situation. You might have this come up when you're in the grocery store, or when you're in the shop, or something like that, trying to figure out what these numbers equal. This diagram here, I'll make this a little larger. This is what I put together to represent what we've got going on right behind me. All right. We have a known mass, and I'll tell you how to take a good look at this. We have 5n on the left side, and then we have 25 on the right side. All right, look at this real close. If you need to write this down, do it now. We don't have a whole lot of time. I set my timer for like 3 minutes here. I want to try to get this done kind of quick. If you have more questions, of course, get at me in the discussion on Canvas or Clever or our Facebook science group. I can include those links in the description. But here, all right, we'll take one last look. We have 5 n's. We're trying to make that equal 25. I'm going to show you something I got going on here. We have 25 grams worth of erasers. All right, this is something I weighed out on my high-tech digital scale that I have over here. I'll show you that later. I know this is equal to 25. All right, we know that this is going to be 25 in our equation. And we're finding grams. We're not just finding imaginary numbers when you work here with me. We're always trying to apply it to something that's real. On the other side, we have, I'll pull this up. It's just some regular old nickels. Same kind. I mean, they're worth 5 cents a piece. Don't worry about how much they're worth. We're trying to figure out how much they mass to be. All right, we're talking grams of mass. So this still works, as you can see. If I take out my weight or my mass, boom, now it's heavy on one side. This would be as if this cup is just a variable. We don't know. We don't know what this is. All right, this is empty. If I put this back in and you let it kind of take a minute and settle out, you can see the coat hanger is level. All right. I mean, you can imagine this. If you want to build one of these at home, it's really easy to do. It's really quick. I'll have another video talking about that here in just a little bit. It's going to help a lot with science as well. So you may want to, hint, hint, you know what I'm saying, some of this. Build one of these at home if you can. If not, just follow along. I'm also going to show you on my document camera here. I got this little rig, and we're going to look at how to do that on paper. So again, we got 25 grams is in here. We have 5 nickels in here. That was represented on our diagram that I'll show you one more time here. So we have 5 nickels on this side. We're trying to find the mass in nickels, okay? Sure. Again, we would represent that in this diagram. 5 nickels equals 25 grams. And I've said this like 3 times now, so if you're not with it, back up the video, all right? We can't stop for y'all here. I'm gonna show you how to do it on paper right now. Let's switch my camera. Got this high-tech new setup here. Okay, so like we talked about in our hanger diagram, we have 25, and I'm gonna label this grams because that weight is in grams. I use my Sharpie here because it's a little bit more clear. And then we're trying to find this number that we call n. This is what we talk about a variable. It's a number that we just don't know how much it is yet. We know that 5 times this number is going to give us 25. And if you know how to do it that way, that's cool. I mean, stay with us here because they might get more complicated. So right now we got 5 times a certain number of grams is going to be 25. So we got 5. If you want to label this, this is 5 nickels. All right, this is going to be some number of grams. All right, okay, and we can represent this with the diagram here, 25. And then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not going to write n and all of them. We know those are nickels. All right, we'll say they're nickels. All right. So how are we going to do this here? We got our diagram. We got our equation. We know we have to have them balanced here. One way you could do this, and one way that's probably the easiest, is if you got a calculator here. I'm going to turn on my calculator. How about that? Battery's getting low, but it's okay. We need to get the variable by itself. Right? That's pretty fundamental. Anytime you solve for an equation, you try to get the variable on its own. That way you don't have anything else cluttering things up. You know, n is going to be equal to whatever we find out. So how are we going to do this? The way I would do it, if this is 5 times n, the way we have it written here, what's the opposite of multiplication, right? Multiplication is division. So we're going to do 5 divided by, I'm sorry, 5n divided by 5. And because we need to equal, we're going to get rid of grams there. We're also going to do 25 divided by 5. All right. Now, 5 with this variable, I don't know what this is. I know I can cancel out this 5, and I can cancel out this 5. So now we're just, I'll bring that down. We're just going to have n on this side. Now we got to simplify this side here, but we do have a calculator. So we're going to say 25, right, for the top number. It's got to go in first, divided by the bottom number. Our denominator is 5. All right, you might be able to do this in your head if you've been practicing with your multiplication table. Our calculator says that's going to be 5. All right, really 5 grams. All right, so I'm going to show this here just another sec. We did 5 divided by 5 is going to be 1. There's 5 in 5. I mean, if you divide 5 into 5, you're going to get 1. So we have an imaginary 1 here, you just don't see, but it's there, all right? And then 25 divided by 5 is going to become 5, like our calculator told us. And one more time, that's 25 divided by 5 is equal to 20, is equal to 5. Got to get my numbers straight here. So now, let's see, is this true? Is this accurate? I'm pretty sure this is pretty accurate. If I show you here in our mobile or our hanger diagram, let's count this up. How many are going to equal to 25? We got 1 nickel, 2 nickels, 3 nickels, 4 nickels, and 5 nickels. See, I mean, 25 grams. I told you this was 25. We know it's 25 on the side is equal to 5 nickels. Just like that. All right. Now, what if I want to do something a little trickier? All right. Maybe we have pennies. I'm going to take our nickels out. Now we're going to be working with pennies. First, I'm going to show you how many pennies it takes. All right. Again, this is 25 grams. Count them with me at home if you want. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, 5. Is it balanced yet? Not yet. This side is still heavier. It's still lower than our side with the variable. What we're up to, 5. All right. 6, 7, 8, 9. We're almost there. 10. 10 pennies. Okay, so we have 10 pennies now, and we're going to equal that to 25 grams. All right, we have this balanced out in our scale. We know there's 10 in here, and there's 25 grams here. I'm going to show you how to do that on paper now. All right, this is the same kind of thing we just did. Don't worry about this. That's coming up later. So the same kind of thing we just did. In fact, I'll remind you, if you're doing work, you'll get some tickets. How about that? You remember these? Okay. So 10 pennies on the side. P just represents the pennies. And actually, we're going to find their weight in grams is equal to 25. I should probably label my units, grams. All right. So we got 10 pennies over there. We know that's how many we have. We're going to find the mass of the pennies in grams using this fancy equation, a pretty simple equation, actually. And we know that side is going to be balanced to 25 grams. Okay, same thing. We're going to do the same exact thing here. Don't worry that these numbers don't divide evenly. We'll figure that out. All right. So what did we do the last time? For those following along at home, we tried to get the variable on its own. We only want to have a single letter P, a single variable on the side on the left. And we're going to set that equal to whatever we need to do on this side to balance. All right. So how are we going to balance this? We're going to get a P on its own. So we'll divide by 10, because 10 is our, what they would call a coefficient. All right, but 10 is the number that we're going to multiply on P for this side. Now, because that's equal, we got to do everything the same on both sides of an equation. We're going to divide 25 by 10. Now, you may be saying, oh my God, Mr. Mike, 25 doesn't divide out by 10 evenly. What am I going to do? Well, don't worry about that. Okay, we've got a calculator to help us. All right. In fact, let me wake this up. Calculator, wake up. So we're going to do 10 divided by 10. We know that's going to give us 1. So we can bring this down. This is going to be only the letter P. And again, there's an imaginary 1 there. I'm going to put that in with a pencil. There's a 1 here. We just don't see it. All right. So you can kind of, that's there. Just keep that to yourself. You can know. It could be our secret. And then this is going to equal whatever we calculate out in here in our calculator. So 25 divided by 10. Let's do that. If you got a calculator at home or on your phone, follow along. We're going 25 divided by 10. All right, it's the same thing as what we got going on here, right? Check me. Okay, same thing. That's going to equal, oh my gosh, now we got a decimal point. I'm going to zoom in. That's a decimal point. Okay, be careful where you put that. That thing's dangerous. So this is going to equal 2.5. And we'll make sure we have our units labeled. I'm just going to say grams so we don't mistake that for a variable. So man, oh, that was freaking easy. Okay, we divided out. We divided out this side to get rid of our coefficient, get it down to 1p. We divided 25 by what we did to the other side, divided both sides by 10. We're going to come up with 2.5 grams, just like that. All right. Now, do we know we're right? Do we think we're right? Let's check. Actually, I came up with, or rather I found through my research, something that might be very helpful. So we looked at this hanging diagram. Oh, and guess what? Do you know what? In this hanging diagram, we can see, my screen will respond to me here. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. There we go. All right. We have, apparently, since 1866, a nickel is weighed out. It's massed out to be 5 grams exactly. Now, this is very, very accurate. Believe it or not, the U.S. Mint knows how much nickel is worth, and they give you an actual amount of nickel that is worth what it could be used for something else. I mean, it's an actual value. Now, a penny on the other side has a mass of 2.500 grams. All right. So this is, again, very, very accurate. Pennies used to be made entirely out of copper, which is a very valuable material. It's a very valuable metal. Now, copper has actually gone up in value a little bit, quite considerably actually, since 1983. So now pennies are not fully copper. I think they're like zinc and some other stuff in there. But the thing I want you to focus on is the mass of these things. Let's see. Did we say that nickels are worth 5 grams? Did we? Did we say that? Did we do that? Did we say that? We said that, right? All right. Just to prove it, I'm pretty sure. I'll show you again. 5 grams was our magic number. And indeed, we said that 1 nickel is worth 5 grams. So we're good on that. We're right. We got that 100%. Now pennies, we said were 2.5. All right. And indeed, pennies are 2.5 grams. If we were going to show this to someone, we may want to circle our answer. All right. That's always a good idea. And the same thing down here. I have some other notes going on the side. Don't worry about that. I want to keep this clear. So 1N is going to be 5 grams. Yep. 1P is going to be 2.5 grams. And I got a challenge question for you here. I know this is not something you usually see, to have variables on both sides. All right. But we know that if I put in 10 pennies, it will equal 5 nickels. In fact, I've got 5 nickels in my hand right here, just in case you doubt me, which, you know, I've said some weird stuff. You might doubt me. I got to support my claims with some evidence. This is my 5 nickels, all right? So we got 5 nickels on this side. And we got, if I get this last nickel, come on, there we go. And we got 10 pennies on this side. No camera trickery here, all right? We still got 10 pennies. We'll let this guy balance out. Let's see, yep, sure enough. 5N is going to equal 10P. All right, is it? We see that it does. We see that it does. But what I'm challenging you to do, and I know what Ms. Mansfield really wants you to be able to do, is to be able to prove mathematically, if you can. This is like 8th grade stuff now. And if you're in 8th grade, go ahead and show her. We're going to substitute for these variables, and you're going to prove to me that this is the case. All right. Anything else I covered? I think I told you how I was going to do all this stuff. Next time, we'll probably be working with this balance scale for a science video. We got some fun activities coming up. I'll show you how to do that science homework. All right. Yeah. If you did the science homework in Canvas Clever, I'm going to show you how to do that. Life hack. All right. We're going to get through this. And if you got anything else that's confusing to you, you don't know how to do this, that, or the other thing, like, you're not alone. I'm sure there's other people who are also confused. Send me a message on the Facebook group. Send me a message on my inbox. If you want to email me, all that contact info. If you want to post to the Padlet at school, Canvas Clever, all those things, get at me somehow. Any way you know. Send smoke signals if you need to. Write me a letter. Send it to my address. All right. Anything you want help on, that's what we're here for. Hang in there. It's a wild time. I would love to be able to show you over your shoulder here with my pointer and my highlighter and all the stuff in person. For right now, we're on the internet. All right. We're going to make this happen. Okay. Try your hand. Prove to me 10P equals 5N. All right. I got some tickets riding on it right here. I'm going to pay you out. All right. Take it easy. Peace.